Let's listen to it. It's good. It's solid.
And it's slow.
But let's just remember, too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car.
All right, pause. All right, first off, there's a difference between happen once and been known to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, dirigibles from Germany have been known to catch on fire. Well, that was the Hindenburg, but it's not the Goodyear blimp. That goes to every major college stadium every week without incident. So, but something happened. But it's not known.
Less Nazis on the Goodyear blimp, as far as I know, right?
Less of the brown shirts on the Goodyear blimp.
Yeah.
Okay, so she says in their culture, they throw gay people off the roof. Whoopi says one time, one thing happened 31 years ago here, and then tries to turn it into some sort of universal experience. All right, so already retarded point number one. But also, what are you arguing, Whoopi? Like, what's your thesis?
I think she's just making her paycheck, isn't it? Because this is what that show is. I've watched clips of The View. Probably this is maybe the fifth one I've ever watched. It's a group of people sitting around a table whinging about things, isn't it? This is the gossip table. This is what it is. So she's just making her paycheck. You know, she has to provide a counter argument to anything that's said by a guest on it.
I guess, but it's not even a guest. That the woman is another View member.
Is that a permanent member of the?
Yeah, she's just sort of saying, "Look, okay." By the way, people stop arguing this all the time. Okay, Iran is worse than the United States in terms of being a gay citizen. Okay, that's all.
Right?
Can we agree or disagree on this? Okay, Whoopi, if you had a gay son.
Which country would you rather
him
to live in? Yeah.
Him be raised in Iran or raised in the United States? Answer yes or no.
Which, by the way, would have been a great counterpoint.
They wouldn't work on her because she. All right, here we go. Hey, Dawson, man the button here because we're going to do a lot of this. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Hanging black people. So let's.
All right, sorry, I got it right. She's saying hanging. All right, well, we'll go back 10 seconds, but yeah, we're going to have to bump back 10 if we can, and then well just do it that way. But here we go.
I'm sorry. They used to just keep hanging black people. So
it is not even the same. I couldn't step
wait. That's not what you mean to say. It is the same.
No, it's not. The year
all right, pause it. That's not what you mean to say. She's saying it's not the same. It's not the same. Yes, black people. Yes, were lynched. Now they're not. It's not the same. That's not what you mean to say. Yeah, I think it's what she means to say, don't you? Mm-hmm. What happened to Whoopi? What's going on with her brain?
It's ridiculous. I think comparing apples to oranges is a bit of a strange.
I agree. All right, keep
Why is
going.
she defending Iran?
She doesn't like this country. Yeah. That's the problem. It's not that she likes Iran, and it's not that she's defending Iran.
Right.
She doesn't like this country, and the reason I'm so keen on this is because I grew up with these people where they go, look, I love this country. I want the best for this country. I'm very patriotic. But you have to understand what we did to those Indians during the Trail of Tears March. And it's like, how come everything is but how much you hate this country? It's like,
right.
No one can ever go, I'm an angry old cunt and I don't really like fucking anything, but I'm really mad at my dad who abandoned me.
Right.
And now I'm mad at this country. But instead they go, no, I love it. This is the best country in the world. And then they go right into, okay, here's Whoopi. Keep going.
The United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit into Toronto.
Killed for I'm sorry.
I can't have my hair showing.
It was so bad.
I can't have my arms out.
I'm telling you,
I literally said it was up to the Iranian people.
Yes, it is up to them. And that's why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good. Whoever does it, it's not good.
Hold on, pause. These are fucking, I was going to say 10-cent thoughts, but they're like 5 cents. Yeah. Murdering somebody because they're different is not good. It's not, it's the opposite of, it's bad. It's never good. Yeah, okay. Unemployable audience members.
It's a simplistic point that, it's pandering for some applause. This is, I got to be honest, this is deeply frustrating to me, just watching this show. That 30 seconds has upset me. When you're laying in bed at night in a foreign country and you're enjoying a little bit of sunshine and it's a beachside resort and then a couple of mosquitoes are in the room. That's what it felt like to me, because it was just 5 people talking over the top of each other.
I'm just mad that none of these bitches are wearing a hijab.
Yeah.
You're mad that they're not.
I'd like them
That's
to be.
That's your kink, is it?
I'd like
not
them to be.
Your yum either.
I want them to be fired from their hijab. Fucking bitches. First off, it's horrible TV because they're all talking at the same time.
That is terrible.
Secondly, Whoopi's doing the thing where people who make really shitty points have to talk over the other person, because when you make a good point, you just sit back and you go ahead, your move.
And thirdly, she's wearing white socks with black trainers, which I think is the biggest crime of all.
Look at that. It's a signal.
Look at that leg cross. All right, back at 10 seconds, and let's see what she has to say. Sorry.
Someone for their difference is not good. Whoever does it. It's not good.
Not good.
So that's why I said you weren't saying what I heard was not what you meant.
I think it's very different to live in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not for everybody.
No, Sonny Austin has to jump in on the race. She has to jump on the race train. Not for everybody. Not for all. First off, I don't even know if Sonny Austin is perceived as black. Like when she walks out, she's like half the Meghan Markles and all the other bitches of the world are like, I'm being discriminated. I don't think people see you as even black. I don't think of Meghan Markle as black. I don't know if you as black.
No one sees me as black.
Sonny Austin just looks like a beautiful woman. Doesn't seem any darker than the Iranian chick who's sitting next to her. But like Meghan Markle doing the race card is always weird, because I'm like, you don't present as anything. Right, when I go into the sandwich store to buy a sandwich, I'm discriminating. I think you just look like a hot chick with a tan who walked into the sandwich store.
Right. Listen, I've never been biracial, so I don't know what it's like, but I imagine there's some exclusion from both parts of society. White people probably go, you're not white enough to be part of our group, and maybe black people go, you're not black enough to be part of our group.
But I don't think people know who you are.
Right.
That's my argument. Is I don't know.
So you should just carpet blanket say I don't know. Slightly Mediterranean.
Meghan Markle in Los Angeles, I don't think people would know what she.
In New York, she's Puerto Rican.
I don't even know what she was. I mean, you walk around L.A., I don't know if a guy's Armenian or he's Mexican or he's mixed or something.
Racially really ambiguous.
Yes. Right. All right, we're all heading there. All right, we'll keep playing it. So she was. Whoopi's now explaining that you don't know what it's like to be in 2025 to be black in America. That's what she's explaining now. And Sonny's jumping in.
In the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not for everybody.
Not for everybody. Not for Whoopi.
Don't go to Tehran. Do not anyone at this table should go to Tehran.
Let me tell you about being in this country. This is the greatest country in the world.
All right, pause. That's
weird.
Does this bitch sound like she thinks this is the greatest country in the world?
She definitely sounds conflicted in what she thinks of America.
She just did a soliloquy about being black in this country and being gay in this country, and just equating it to living under Sharia law.
Right.
Okay, but this is the greatest country in the world. I told you they always have to say that. Then they got to circle back.
Right.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Let me tell you about being in this country. This is the greatest country in the world. But, yeah, I know that. I know that.
She knows it.
And we all know that.
We all know.
But every day, we are worried. Do we have to be worried about our kids? Are our kids going to get shot because they're running through somebody's neighborhood? They are not big deals.
All right, hold on. Your black kid's going to get shot by another black kid in a black neighborhood. That's how they get shot. Okay. Statistically, that's how it's going to work. Okay, but you got to worry. You got to worry that every day, if your kid's jogging through Bel Air or Encino, they're just going to get gunned down.
Well, I guess she's sort of referencing Ahmad Audrey.
Atlanta.
Yeah, she's referencing things that happen once every blue moon versus shit that happens all day, every day, which is her problem. She's got black guy jogging, getting shot in Atlanta, guy getting dragged behind truck, and has turned that into a way of life for this country. Isolated incidents, which is what dumb people do.
It's not. It's a weekend endeavor for those people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. Look,
it's not 9 to 5 Monday through Friday.
It's a Juneteenth celebration. All right, here we go.
To say they're not big deals to you, because that's
we're all
not
women,
what I meant.
and they are not doing well there either. They are not doing well in Iran. They are not educated. They cannot
talking
property.
about
They
the
cannot
United
leave
States. I'm talking about here.
Nobody wants to diminish the very real problems we have in this country. That is no one's intent. But I think it's important to remember there are places much darker than this country, and people who deserve rights.
Not everybody feels that way.
All right, pause. That's not about what you feel like, bitch. Just look at statistics. First off, not everyone feels that way. All right. There's a large percentage of people who believe in a flat earth, we never landed on the moon, and are deeply into the chupacabra.
You talking about Joe Rogan?
Yeah, but not everyone feels that way. Yeah, I know. Whoopi, I don't give a fuck what you feel like. This is about what is, not what you feel like. But that's not an argument, but not everyone feels that way.
Is this the whole show, by the way? Is this what they do for the whole show? Because I thought I had a misconception of the view. I thought they just brought Jason Momoa on and talked about how hot he looked and things like that, and kind of what cocktails are you enjoying this summer? I thought that's what it was.
Act 3, Momoa plays the ukulele.
Right.
But before that, it's hot political talk.
I see.
Not everyone. I think gays have it worse in Iran. Not everyone feels that way. Right. Dumb people don't feel that way.
Right.
Okay. But let's not go off their feelings. All right, here we go.
Nobody wants to diminish the very real problems we have in this country. That is no one's intent. But I think it's important we remember there are places much darker than this country, and people who deserve rights.
Not everybody feels that way. Not everybody feels that way. Listen, I'm sorry. When you think about the fact that we got the vote in 1965,
okay, they don't have free and fair elections in Iran. It's not even the same universe. They can't go out of their house.
Yeah, but what about stuff that happened 60 years ago?
There's no way I can make you understand.
Let me try something. It's like try to reverse roles with a black person in this country, let's say, because I think that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Just try to understand from their point of view. From that point of view, this country does not do them well. Does not go for them.
I completely acknowledge that.
And we shouldn't compare atrocities.
If you're talking about Iran, of course, is doing worse things. But relatively speaking, it feels bad.
Okay, I think you know that Iran is significant.
I guess we're going to come back and talk.
I was in college when that revolution
more
took
about
place.
this.
These are some of the dumbest people on the planet. I mean, I know it sounds, easy to make fun of them, but you got to see first off, it's got to be bizarre just to ride this whole black thing into the sunset. It's 2025. We had a black president. Your city has a black mayor. You two black chicks are making more than the white chicks on The View. Just let it go. Just move on. Why do this to your own psyche? Like, why walk around?
It feels like very tiring television. That's not the kind of program that I probably would digest. It does definitely feels like a reach to equate the situation for gay people in Iran to the black community within America, because those things are not direct. They're so diametrically different.
They have Grindr in Iran. They just throw you in a meat grinder if you're gay.
Right. I mean, I've got literally all they need to do is just install trampolines at the bottom of every tall building, and life would be a little
that's what China.
Just like the Man Show. Come on now,
Adam. Thank you for calling Mark Ruffalo a pussy.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
You're welcome. Alicia Krause is here, and she's got some news. What do you got?
I think you're going to like this first story. Mm-hmm. I know how you feel about birds.
Uh-huh.
Specifically blackbirds. All right. This dude has now trained crows to attack MAGA hats after saying that there's no longer a moral option. So if you put
no longer what?
A moral option, like he's saying it's
I do like when people. I do like when people who like run up and kick people in the shins and then run back to their car going, there was nothing else I could do. It's sort of like, there is a version of life where you just stay home and enjoy your fucking life and leave everyone alone.
Yep. So this guy named Dave, he said that he has now gone viral. He's very proud of his project. He says, quote, "This project has been going on for a while." And he admitted, "I tried to be a centrist for a long time, but I no longer believe that that is a moral option." And as a result, he's now gripped the internet with his Trump-hating crows through a series of Threads posts, which is like the X for Instagram.
I'm mixed on this guy because the attack crows is something I've been preaching about for 30 years. So I kind of like the cut of his jib.
Apparently, he says that they're designed and trained to go after people wearing MAGA hats. He said he used food to train them, and he recommended what to feed them. He talked about how it's more of a possibility than a probability that he can train them to do this, and that anybody could potentially do it. The crow lover's accomplishment has divided the internet, of course. On Reddit,
but
a person commented.
Let me say this. Do we really need crows when we have a bunch of 42-year-old white Yenta bitches who are already punching these guys for wearing a MAGA hat? You know what I mean? Like, do we need the crows?
So I don't have any animals. I just have 4 children. I'm going to start sicking my kids after, like, the liberal lesbians now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be like, I trained my offspring.
They train
to go after people I don't like politically.
They train crows to pick up cigarette butts and throw them away. I've said that many times.
Yeah.
So they'll do whatever they'll do whatever for a couple kernels of corn. So you can for sure get them to do a MAGA hat. Now the question is there are other guys wearing red hats that are Boston Red Sox fans who may not want to be
City
attacked.
Chiefs.
Yeah, who may be more in line with you politically, but are still getting attacked by your crows. So you can't just have them do red hats.
Okay.
Because probably every 5th ball cap is a red hat, and I guess, or a blue hat. There's blue MAGA and red MAGA. Like,
I know that there was the pink Barbie vibe one for a little bit. There's the white one with the gold logo.
Yeah.
That was like the 43, 45.
You're going to have to teach them to read MAGA and numbers.
Damn. If crows can learn how to read, then they're going to be like one-upping pigs. Because aren't pigs the ones that are supposed to be like the most
I love bacon so much, I don't like to think that way.
Same.
So...
prosciutto.
You know, you're not going to teach them how to read, but you will teach them how to recognize a symbol. And so MAGA is just going to be a symbol, you know, and they can read the symbol, but they're not reading. I guess if you went to Japan and you couldn't read Japanese, but you knew the symbol for the boys' room and the girls' room, and you'd just be reading that, you would learn that symbol. I think you could probably get them to do that. But he hasn't unleashed his crows yet?
I don't think so. He says that they are trained and ready to do it.
It seems like a weird thing to do.
He's documented all of the step-by-step stages of how he has trained them. And a dash of political mischief turned local crows into the red hat removing legends.
So how did he do it? And what was the thread? Sorry, I think I stepped on you.
Oh, no. He just has talked about it like on Threads, which is like the X of Instagram. I never signed up for it. Did you?
No, I don't know what any of this stuff is. I really don't.
You literally are just like an X guy, but you still call it Twitter.
Yeah, I call it Twitter.
Yep.
People tweet stuff and I just comment on it.
Yeah. And then, of course, everybody over on Reddit, which I kind of love Reddit. I know that there's gross and deep bowels of Reddit that we don't want to talk about, but I trust it for a lot of real life feedback from time to time.
You do?
Restaurants, hotels, traveling to a different city, like what should I see versus what I shouldn't, because it's not paid and promoted to my knowledge like Yelp and other services and like Google reviews and stuff, you know?
All I know is that everyone talks about how horrible the internet is and all the haters and all the whatever. And I don't read anything bad about myself ever, but if you go to Reddit, then there's tons of bad stuff. I mean, that's what I assume. So I never go to Reddit. I just hang out on Twitter, and like people are generally nice. So
because you're a man.
Did he explain how he teaches the crows?
Oh yeah, he talks like step by step about how first you got to give them a little popcorn kernel, and then you got to do this, and then you got to walk through the whole process. It sounds like he's single.
There was a movie called Day of the Dolphin. I agree. There's a movie called Day of the Dolphin, and the military was working with dolphins to like put explosives on them and hit hulls of ships and stuff like that.
Not just that, but they actively still use dolphins. Like some of it is public and some of it is still classified. But I was listening to a whole podcast about how from Russia to NATO to the United States, we use sea creatures. We put things on them so we can pick up boats and missiles and things that are happening in the oceans that are beyond our purview, like that are in international waters.
Yeah. Right. Sure. So we use animals. We get it. And the crows would work. The crows would work on hats. It would work on school shooters, too. It would work on Minnesota rioters as well. There's a lot of use for crows. We're leaving crow money on the table. And this guy's captured my idea and is using it for evil. But the point is it would work. I don't know. This feels a little stunty to me. I want to see it.
You don't know if it's real.
I just want to listen. Jurassic Park was a great movie because it worked in theory. It worked in theory. You go, there's a little DNA, it's trapped in the amber. We take it and we build, and you go, that could happen. And that's the same with the attack crows. That could happen, but it's still not a real dinosaur. I want to see.
You want to see it for real?
I want you to have a guy put on a MAGA hat, a Boston Red Sox hat, and a Chiefs hat, and then 5 other people with no hats, and then 5 other people with black hats, and have them all walk through a parking lot outside of a Costco, and then you unleash your crow, and I want to see him go for the right hat and bring it back.
You want to see it in action?
Yes.
See if he's full of it or not.
All right.
All right, next story. This week was MLK Day. And activist educators are apparently hijacking the holiday. This comes from the New York Post. That Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy is all about Palestine.
There is nothing these crackpots can't hijack. There's everything they will hijack, and everything is. But by the way, since when did people love Palestine? You know, like what? Why do progressive people love? What is there to love about Palestine if you're progressive? Oh, sorry, unless the only thing that motivates you is you hate your dad and you're going to do the opposite of everything anybody wants. Well, because I think all of this is the opposite of anything anyone wants.
So I've been fighting SJP idiots on campuses for 14 years now.
What's SJP?
Students for Justice in Palestine.
Oh, okay.
They're a terror adjacent group, in my opinion, allegedly, that are on campuses all across the country. They come and like walk out of my speeches and blow horns and yell and all that stuff. And this reminds me of this. And I think that there's different levels to the stupidity of pro-Palestinian groups. Yeah. You actually have people that are anti any Western civilized democratic constitutional thought and values. Yes. And then you have people that are just ill-informed.
Yes.
And they like to be a part of a group.
There's always ill-informed.
And so I wondered, I think that these teachers are probably a little mix of that group, and they're going to be teaching this crap to 6-year-olds.
Yeah, but the genesis of it is, I know it because I grew up with it. I had these people in my family. My mom and my grandma were this way. And
they were pro, like, Palestine. Well, then that's a whole
They were pro whatever you weren't pro. Yeah. That's the whole point. Like, if you said to my mom, my grandma, look, here's what John Wayne wants. They'd go, fuck that. We're doing the exact opposite of everything he wants. And then it's certain things. It could be stuff that you want, too. Like, why don't you want a border that's secure? And it's like, because John Wayne wants it. So fuck that.
Yep.
So they end up just doing the opposite of what John Wayne would want.
Of the person that they despise or distaste.
But also that person sort of stands for America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, Ilhan Omar, all she does is hate everything that John Wayne would like, or any pro-American. And you go, but she's for these people, or she comes from this, or this country saved her. Why is she so angry at this? Because they fucking hate their dad, and they're angry at this country, and this country's their dad. That's how it works. So you keep trying to sort it out. Like, I don't get why they like this, but they don't like that. And there's no good reason to like Palestine.
It's all of politics either, because you also get the people that everything that they do is trying to please daddy.
Yes, I like them.
So you could have either all of politics is a side of like going the opposite of their dad or trying to suck up to their dad.
But
it could work for both sides of the aisle. Like that's not just conservatives are trying to please authority and liberals are are anti-authority. I think it sometimes can work both ways.
Yeah, generally when you hate your dad, you're anti-authority, and then you're sort of anti-America, and you're certainly anti-Trump, and then you're basically, you just say to anybody who sort of pays their taxes and thinks clearly and has definitions of what a man is and a woman is, and then they go, I side with Israel, and I do not side with Palestine, and then they go, okay, got it. We're all for Palestine.
Yeah.
And then you go, but what about, do you even know what Palestine does? And it's it doesn't really matter what they do. We're against what that guy likes.
Yep.
And most of that it's reactionary.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little feminine, and it's where we're at today. And they've never really sorted out what goes on in Palestine. And look, Israel has its skeletons and its faults.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to a society, they go, well, America had the Trail of Tears. Yeah, I get it. But do you want to live in Iran or do you like to live in America?
Here.
Yes. So the point is
turns out it's a much better place for a woman like myself whose head is not covered.
Everybody has their skeletons. All society, they all had slavery.
Mm-hmm.
They all did things to indigenous people. But all things being equal, would you like that whole region to be more like Israel or more like Palestine? I'm going to Israel every fucking day of the week and 10 times on Sunday. So shut the fuck up. And I'm done. And I've never been there and I don't care.
I think that we also have to recognize that obviously teachers unions have been hardcore left for a very long time. So are we surprised that the teachers are doing this specifically on the East Coast? But that those teachers probably also came from higher education institutions that spew this same stuff and have gotten hundreds of millions of dollars from Qatar.
Yeah, teachers are all the worst now, by the way. They're all, every time there's one of those crazy chicks simulating getting shot in the neck or something, it's always a teacher. It's they're the worst.
An elementary school one too.
They're the worst. They're the worst.
I just can't believe that they're going to be teaching this to 6-year-olds. That's, I think, the most disturbing thing for me. Listen, if you want to have a club that talks about this kind of stuff and you are maybe high school or college campus, that's a different level of maturity and world sense.
Yes.
But if you're talking to a first grader about it, you're just indoctrinating them at that point.
Agreed. All right, what's next?
All right, so Seattle's mayor says that she will not be investigating Somali daycare fraud.
Look.
Yep.
This is, file it under, I'm going to do the opposite. What would Trump do? Trump would investigate Somali daycare fraud. So what would I do?
This video is going viral. She talks about how she's going to not pursue any investigations into fraud. I'm of the mindset, and I'm sure you are too, that there's probably this level of fraud, maybe not to the Minnesota extent of the hundreds of millions of dollars, but there has to be this level of fraud in every state, right?
I totally agree. Also, what people need to understand, let me lay it out for all you people. Look no further than the job site. Now, construction. Different groups fall into different trades. It pretty much works that way across the board. Now, Southern California is a little different, but it's pretty much when I work construction, the guys who did the finish carpentry, they were all white guys. And the guys who did the stucco and the masonry, they're all Mexican guys. And the guys who did all the stonework, the slabs and the tile, those were Middle Eastern guys. And then the black guys would come in at night and steal the tools. But everybody had their place, is what I'm saying. And how does it work? Well, then why are all the stone guys Middle Eastern guys, or how come the Finnish guys are all white guys, or what about the Mexican guys? Well, he's got his 11-year-old doing stucco with him. It becomes like a sort of a trade. They sort of fall into stuff. And it makes sense that if there's a community a close-knit community. It's not going to work for white guys because we're just floating around. Who gives a fuck? Like, no one says, hey, Adam, there's a white guy. He does stucco work. I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, don't you want it? You're white. Like, that wouldn't work. But the Somali community is very tight.
Yep.
It would make perfect and utter sense that if one of them got into this and got into this grift and became this
like,
business,
hey guys, did you know?
It would expand out through the community.
It's to use that example for another community, kids of military members tend to join the military.
Yeah.
Or law enforcement, fire department. There was that, or the COVID fraud here was all Armenians.
Yes.
It was like a group of Armenian mobster dudes in their tracksuits and cigarettes.
Yes, and lowered BMWs with catback exhaust systems on them so you could hear them at all hours of the night. They're a wonderful culture. But the point is, yes, I'm sure there's a lion's share. I shouldn't say lion's share. I'm sure there's a greater percentage of Somalis engaged in this activity because that's how groups and communities work. And it also works that way with baking and candlestick making. Like, that's how it works.
And my point too is I fully agree with that, but just the government is so easily defrauded, especially in blue states. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's the Somali community in Washington or Texas or here in California. It could be, to your point, but I'm just like, shouldn't we maybe look into these things to see how much it's costed taxpayers?
If you have a party, as in Democrats, and sorry, there's a lot of chick think going on here, who is going to fight Trump at all costs and protect you, then they're going to fight Trump and protect the person that's ripping off taxpayers with fraudulent daycare centers. And that's where we're at now with progressive cities, and women especially will buy into this even more than men, although Jacob Fry. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's watch. She's being interviewed. She's the mayor of Seattle.
Yep.
She's a Democrat, socialist,
Katie
or whatever.
Wilson.
And she's got a plan for the Somalis.
I mean, I don't think it needs to be explained why it's problematic to have random people showing up to daycares. I think the fear in the Somali community is real. The fear in immigrant communities are real, so we're taking that very seriously.
Along those lines, have you asked anyone to follow up on the fraud claims either to the Department of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs or SPD?
No.
So as far as you're concerned right now, there's no reason to suggest there's any sort of fraud.
This whole issue is not really about fraud, right? It's about dividing and conquering. It's about making an immigrant community a target, right? There's no reason to assume based on the identity of a daycare operator that their small business is doing anything wrong.
There is a thing, first off, everyone feels threatened. Every community is being attacked. Stop and frisk. If I'm walking down the street and a cop passes me and goes, hey, could I see some ID? I just go, here. And then I wouldn't feel threatened and I wouldn't feel attacked. Yeah. If you're running a business and your business is above board and all the accounting and all the numbers in order and everyone's filled and you have all the paperwork, then nothing's going to happen to you because nothing can happen to you.
I 1,000% agree, and I'm the one that got a ticket for jaywalking in Honolulu because I didn't have my ID on me and was also jaywalking. So they targeted me and my blonde cousin. But I don't know if it's because I'm a mom, but I feel as if I clearly wouldn't have voted for that Democratic mayor anyway, but even if she had an R after her name, I would hit pause and be calling and picketing at her office because anything related to children, church, school, daycare, whatever, you're not willing to call the Seattle Police Department. You're not willing to call immigration services. You're not willing to look at what the taxpayers of your city and your state have been giving to these daycare centers and whether or not they're legitimate. And if there's illegitimate things happening with money, there unfortunately usually is a trickle down where there's other horrible or illegitimate things happening to minors on the same property.
Agreed.
Why wouldn't you go after that? That to me isn't about attacking a community. It's a winning issue of keeping families and children safe.
She's fighting Trump, not running Seattle.
Of course.
And that's what we're dealing with. And that's what we're dealing with in Minneapolis. And that's what we're going to be dealing with everywhere. We'll deal with that in California. They weren't rounding up illegal criminals. They were fighting Trump. And we've weaponized, and sorry, it's more of a feminine trait, but we've weaponized Karen Bass and all these yentas to do battle with Trump, and now they're fighting they're literally fighting the good guys to protect the bad guys. Yeah. It's as simple as that.
But to defend my sex, the
good luck.
That's been going on in politics for decades.
Yeah,
like there's always been this.
I gotta go Whoopi Goldberg on you. No, that's true. So in the past, what it is you had to have the illusion of bipartisanship and the illusion of a fiduciary duty and the illusion of the city comes first. So you would go, so she'd go, the question, are you going to look into the Somalis? And in the past, because she loves the Somalis and hates Trump, but in the past they'd go, of course, fraud is a very big deal. And they'd go, have you looked into it? My office is aware of this, and we will get you the information because we are going to look into this. And then they wouldn't, but they wouldn't just go. She just goes, no.
Yeah.
Which is a new thing. Where they just go, fuck that. Like, I'm not doing that. Fuck you. And she just goes, no. And the old politician would have thought no, but then calculated the optics of that.
The PR spew.
Right. Yeah. And so we've entered this new world, and it's interesting to me. And by the way, no, I'm just saying women are more capable of it. Like when you get into, like when you try to get Ilhan Omar and you go, 1 billion Jews were just incinerated by Palestinians. Do you think that's wrong? And she'd go, I'm not talking to you. Like, it just go, yes, it was wrong. But they don't one syllable, 1 inch, one anything. You know when I learned this was when it was Game On? And Dawson, you can look for this. There was a clip from TMZ, and it was the city. Now, the guy had a weird title, but it was the LA police commissioner, and he was like the union commissioner or something. He wasn't the police chief of LA. He was the LA union police chief leader or something, police leader or something like that. He was on TMZ, and this is like almost 10 years ago. And that's back when people were taking a pickaxe to Trump's star. And they were like, I think he's a black guy. I think he's bald. And it was outside of a restaurant at night. And he was like walking back to his car, and TMZ caught up to him, and he said, hey, people out with a pickaxe. I mean, they're walking down Hollywood Boulevard with their weapon, and they're destroying property, and then they're walking back. And he goes, they say to the police commissioner, you got a problem with that? He goes, hey, not my problem. Do what you got to do.
We played that on the morning show, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Way back in the day.
Do what you got to do.
And do what you got to do. Stuck out. Yep.
Listen, douche, you hate Trump. I get it, but you're supposed to create the illusion of doing your job.
Turns out broken windows theory is a legitimate form of law enforcement that worked for New York and other places. So why would you let somebody, if broken windows, no bueno, why would you let somebody take a pickaxe to a sidewalk?
Right. So these people are so emboldened that they go, are you looking at Somali fraud? And they go, nope. And it's like almost like they don't realize they're being filmed.
No, I actually disagree. I think that part of the reason why people feel emboldened to do this is because they know that they can double down for their own crew.
I guess.
And their own inner circle and their own bubble. Yeah. And that's all they need to please. Yeah. And so they don't give a shit about everybody else, and they don't give a shit about their cities.
Well, it's what happened to all the women who are college presidents who got dragged up in front of Congress. They couldn't do it. They were fucking women, and they were fighting with Elise Stefanik, and they were women first and college presidents second, and they all said stupid shit because they're like, fuck you, bitch, don't come at me. And then they all got shit canned, which is awesome. Here's this. Was this like 2018 or something?
I bet you it was like right after. I think it was right after he announced, because I wasn't on the radio in 18. Well, I feel like I remember talking about
won. I thought he won.
Oh, it was after he had won?
Well, they didn't take a pickaxe to it because he announced. He had to have won. Well, we'll figure it out. Anyway, asked about Donald Trump and the pickaxe to a star.
It's hard on crime.
What do you think about the ongoing defacing of Donald Trump's star of fame?
I'm in favor of it.
You're in favor of it?
Take that, Wait, what?
Do you think maybe they should just remove the star? Is it becoming a public
definitely
nuisance?
in favor of getting rid of the star.
This guy's an LA cop. I mean, police guy. And the guy's what's his title?
He was the commissioner.
LAPD commissioner. And people are walking down the street with a pickaxe, destroying property, and he's all for it.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, it's 2017.
Okay, yes.
I was like, all right, so we just jumped the fucking shark. This guy's a police officer, but he doesn't like Trump, so people can just swing a pickaxe on Hollywood Boulevard.
But we saw that again, fast forward 3 years. You and I weren't allowed to gather more than 5 people outside of our household to celebrate the 4th of July, but BLM protests and riots, totally okay.
Well,
right? Because it was just an okay.
If you want to watch Fauci jump the shark, you can hear him questioned by, I think, Jim Jordan about BLM versus ballparks and churches. And all of a sudden, he has no thoughts.
Yep.
And that's when I was like, that dude has been compromised. And we shall never listen to anything he ever says. I yelled about it 1,000 times. All the way to the airport. We went to Burbank, and I just kept yelling at Mike, that guy's compromised. We don't need to listen to him. And everyone always looks at me and goes, why not? He's Dr. Fauci. I go, because he's compromised.
Yes, he's biased, and he has an opinion.
Yes.
And he's spewing his opinion and his emotion versus actual scientific fact.
Now, why don't you people understand when someone is compromised? Okay, one more.
One more. This last story. So this is actually a video from a while back, but it's gaining attention again because it has been found out that the woman who attacked this reporter, a woman named Paulina Reyes, is apparently an intern for WHYY. Or can I say Y News? But it's WHYY News. All right, so let's watch this video of this violent interaction in Philly that happened.
I'm telling you, women are going crazy.
You talk shit about black people. You talk shit about Mexicans. And you post it on the internet.
Pepper spray. She's raised
What am I? Oh, he doesn't want to be on camera now. Why not? Whoa.
She's not getting a rough and tumble play either because they don't know their limits. So angry.
What am I? Are you still gonna film me?
She gives it that. You can't take purpose away from women. They go fucking nuts. She's trying to punch him. Now look, she looks like she's 5 foot nothing and maybe 89 pounds. She's gonna pepper spray him again.
It's insane. So he's an investigative journalist, and clearly she didn't like his news coverage.
They don't like the truth.
And so now
they want Don Lemon's version of Minneapolis.
Well, I mean, Don Lemon would probably hire her in a heartbeat because she agrees with him on everything, and she is an intern now. So people are kind of saying, hey, this is not okay. The revelation has fueled a lot of anger towards the news network, and people saying, we understand that she might not, quote unquote, be delivering the news, but she's a part of making the news, and she's an intern at your organization.
Listen, I want these bitches arrested. Like, my thing is
it's assault.
You can't put your hands on people, and you can't pepper spray people. And even if you're sort of worthless and 100 pounds, you're still not allowed to smack people and hit their cameras and pepper spray them, especially on public transportation. So just arrest her for assault.
Like he did absolutely nothing to her. It was his friend recording there. Do you want to take a wild guess? Should we take an over-under on what her... I already know what her majors are. Her interests in her majors at a local community college in Philadelphia.
Chicano studies and indigenous people's rights.
Real close. Environmental justice.
Oh, yeah.
And marginalized communities.
Oh, she's a hero who punches people she doesn't know and pepper sprays them. But she's a hero.
Wow.
Yeah. Young girls on the left, you're going insane, and it's a joke.
Did you see the latest poll to double down on that? Is you would think that, a lot of this stuff has been like, oh, young men are fueling hatred online. Mm-hmm. No, it's actually white liberal women that are okay with political assassination now, according to the latest data.
Listen.
College has ruined women.
They won't. Listen, I've said a million times that women are inherently crueler and more physical than men. And I used to say this all the time. And I go back 25 years. If I'm in the kitchen and I'm at the stove and I'm making something and I step back and I step on a girlfriend's foot, her hand goes sailing out. Her hand, it's like it's attached to her foot.
It's a defense mechanism.
No, they're unable to manage themselves momentarily. Just hand fly out. They hit you.
I think
when you step on a dude's foot, the dude goes, oh, but he knows he can't throw his hand out. He's going to knock your tooth out. You know what I mean? Women, pow, hand, step on the foot, hand fly. Not a thought, just a hand fly. They didn't learn to regulate. They didn't do the rough and tumble play. So they didn't learn to regulate those feelings.
Part of that is true.
This woman, when she's charging at this guy who's 50 pounds and 9 inches taller. She doesn't know. She's not regulated.
Well, because she's being, I was almost like, is she high? Like, is she on something? The way that she just keeps going after him is insane.
I believe women are meaner than men. Now, men can start wars and men can behead people and men can do stuff, but there's a kind of a cruelness, like all the most Charlie Kirk cruelness.
Yeah.
Was more from women than men.
Yeah.
Like men were like, good, he's a racist, but they were going,
and mimicking his getting shot
really
in the neck. Yeah.
Cruel, like mean, cruel shit.
Yeah.
I think they have a little mean and a cruel gene in them. It's why they can.
On top of our self-defense mechanism that men don't need to have the same level of.
Right,
and there is a difference between conservative and liberal women.
That's why they can sort of pick on the girls at the school. There's a meanness and a cruelness that they have more of. Men can be more violent, but they're not as mean. Like it needs a little.
Well, I think
motivation.
Anthropologically, men can be like, oh, that guy makes me laugh, or we can goof around, or there's a status based on the physicality of a man and the bruteness of men and like who can win a fight, or who would you want to take with you to win a fight. For girls, it is much more social and communicative and popular based.
I agree.
Just evolutionarily,
no, I agree.
That's why it's geared that way.
I agree, but what's happening, and that's fine. But we've pushed you to the front lines, and now an ICE officer is telling you to back up, and you spit in his face.
Yeah.
And I would never spit in his face because I know I'm going to be tackled. And you should have known that, but you were in the living room your whole life, and now you're on the front lines, and you're spitting in the guy's face, and then the guy's tackling you, and then you're yelling, "What's going on?"
We've had this conversation before, though. That is such a big difference. One, between male and female, and two, though, I think that when you look at conservative, more middle of the road, libertarian, independent-minded women versus traditional, stereotypical leftist liberal women, there's going to be a standard of differentiation.
There's a big difference.
There.
The more traditional woman is just that. Traditionally, women didn't go out in the snow and fight with cops. They stayed at home and raised kids, and so they don't have
ran
those
Etsy
thoughts.
businesses and
Etsy businesses. All right, I'm going to be at Rodney's in New York City next week, doing a couple of shows there. 29th. Doing a stand-up show and also a live show. Scaramucci's going to join me. And then D.C. at the Kennedy Center doing a couple of shows there as well. You can go to adamcarolla.com for that. You have your column.
Yeah, Washington Examiner this week. Usha Vance is pregnant with baby number 4.
Usha.
Catching up with the Krause house.
And until next time, it's Adam Carolla, Alicia Krause, and Deontay Wilder, and Kim Bright saying mahalo. Thanks for tuning into the Adam Carolla Show. You can watch the full show on YouTube. Just search Adam Carolla Show and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can also get the podcast wherever you like to listen. And for extra content, ad-free episodes, and more, you can head over to our Substack and sign up today.
And now, Adam Carolla!
Thanks, you guys, for coming out, hanging out. Always fun. All right, I'm going to bring our guest out right at the top because I got a lot to talk to him about. You know him from a bunch of TV shows and stand-up appearances. Jonathan Kite. Jonathan. And if he doesn't come out, I can talk about other things.
All right, I'll be right back.
He's here. Here's something I'm noticing. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Dude, I'm happy to be here.
I know there's a few things for you. One is a recent trip to Coachella.
Coachella, yeah. Has anybody here been to Coachella?
You have. Oh, yeah, sure. The one with the boobs and the tattoos.
I like that.
Sure, she's been
That's
there.
right. I could have picked you out. I'm a Coachella whisperer. I'm like, let me see who's been there. There we go. No.
I mean, it seems like everybody goes there to be seen.
When I'm there, my girls is out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, it's become like an influencer thing. It's like a festival of FOMO. Mm-hmm. Where you're showing everybody at home that you're there and they're not.
Right, yeah.
Which, I went to go film something, but it was we got to film a lot of like oddities.
Right.
But the music does play, but there's so much time during the day when the light is just perfect. So that's what people do.
Yeah, okay. So, I don't know. All I know is Justin Bieber performs in his underpants now. Like, I don't know how this works.
I think we should start doing that.
Performing in our underpants?
Yeah. Just cocks out. That did not get as big of applause as I thought.
Well, it's kind of weird because there is a stage in life, like I think it was the Pam Anderson roast a million years ago on Comedy Central, and Courtney Love was shit-faced and on stage, and she had sort of jumped the shark at that point, and she was showing wingers to everybody. But there is a point where people ask you to put your tits away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she's like, I'm gonna lift my blouse, and the audience is like, please do not. I just ate.
There's a bell curve to that.
There's a bell curve, and
certain age, you're like, is this 3-year-olds? Put those 3-year-old tits away.
Yes.
And then you go up, and then after a while, you're like, please put your tits away.
Yeah. So I don't know if Bieber is in put the nuts away.
He might be dead there.
But did you see any celebrities there?
I didn't. I was sort of doing my own thing, but they're there. I saw them on social media because you're sort of. It's so big. Like I mean, the grounds are so large, and people really go incognito. So everybody looks like they're robbing a bank in the Old West.
Right.
Like they got cowboy hats on, and they've got a duster on, and so you really can't tell unless people are sort of like posing without it. You don't know who's around you at all times.
Is it take a million years to get into the place and park and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's you gotta. So they have these shuttles that I feel like we're doing a timeshare presentation, guys. It's easier than you think. And we'll get you back. We'll get you back to the golf course, and the buffet's always going to be there, sweetheart. But now you're here for the next 45 minutes. Let's roll the clip. No, but see me after. I will be selling wristbands, and so there's a shuttle, but everything you're moved around like cattle, and so everything is sort of off-site. And there's like you can nobody in here, but you would like camp, and then they like the storm just took them away like Dorothy Gale in The Wizard of Oz.
Really?
So it's like, and then you wait in line for these public restrooms that are outside, like real Lord of the Flies energy.
Yeah.
So it's like super rich people, and then like everybody else looks like they're living in the mud.
Yeah. See, it's weird that food trucks and porta potties are now part of popular culture and places where rich people go, because when I did construction, we ate off a food truck, but that was for losers.
Yeah.
And the porta potty was on the job site too, which, by the way, always said Mexican space shuttle on the outside of it. Which I always found humorous.
I just hope they don't combine the food trucks and porta potties.
I'm just saying, my problem is I can't tell my kids tales of woe about dad having to eat off a food truck back in the day, because they go, was it the Kobe beef taco truck or the lobster truck? And I go, fuck you. It was a botulism egg salad sandwich and a fat Mexican chick who was pissed off.
Everything came with a side of tapeworm.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, fine.
You want horchata or horchata?
I think this is just Flint, Michigan water. water. You know?
Flown in from Flint. Yeah. So another disturbing trend that I was noticing, which is I saw some news footage outside of the ICE facilities in Portland. They're handing out dildos to throw at the ICE officers.
Wow.
And have you guys seen this? We used to have a little something called decorum. Like, if you really think about, let's just think about what protesting was back in the day. Like, Vietnam protest was some hot chick who looked like the blonde from the Mamas and the Papas putting a daisy in the barrel of a Marine who was holding a gun, right? That's what it was. Now, it's some fat dyke beating an ICE officer with a double-ended dildo.
I want to see that fight. I'm not going to lie to you.
There's like a guy in
that should be on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a guy in an inflatable frog outfit beating off next to her.
Well, he's got to have padding. You know what I'm saying? Like, for those rubber bullets.
We've just kind of lost it. Is all.
It looks like a video game.
Yeah,
an ICE officer fighting a giant frog. You're like, wow, Frogger's gotten way better since Atari.
It's not a popular opinion, but I do think we need a little Ohio situation. Like, we got to get a couple live rounds in there and just drop a few. Just I'm not all of them, but what was it? 4 dead in Ohio. Let's go for 5. See if we can get 5 dead in Portland. Just fuck a couple of live rounds just to get them running.
Just to
kind of reset.
Get the temperature.
Well, here's the whole thing. Here's the deal. Okay, what if you had a stepdad and you used to be scared of him, because he'd get his belt out and give you a whooping, right? But then at some point you found out that he could no longer use his belt to beat you. He could only use a non-lethal belt, like a throw pillow. Like, he could beat you with a throw pillow. How long would it take for you to go, fuck you, old man, you're not the boss of me? These guys get in everyone's face because there's no consequences. Someone needs to get shot. That's all I'm saying. Let's make America great again. And shoot a protester. Clean up this town.
That's your campaign slogan.
Yeah, and then Neil Young could write a song, or Bruce Springsteen.
You wouldn't hear it because it wouldn't be on Spotify. But
Bruce's concerts are like, his concerts are 3 hours long. I know, but 90 minutes of it is him lecturing everybody about tyranny.
It's more a TED Talk.
Yes, it's more a TED Talk at this point. All right, so. You're working on a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you can talk. I heard you're writing one with Jamie Foxx.
Oh, I am. Oh, wow.
Is that Inside Baseball?
Inside Baseball. Yeah, we got one coming. The one that I'm doing, actually, that I'm going to Austin to film next week, is about a festival. And so, weirdly enough, like, I wasn't being method, but I had booked this for next week, and they are doing a festival in Austin. They've created the production, a full music festival. And so we're filming. It's like an early 2000s comedy. It's right up your alley.
And are the bands going to be like bands we've heard of?
Yes, they're all. Everything is real. And so, like, they've invited people to this festival outside of Austin, and the production team is, like, sort of taking it over. So the whole thing is a living set. It's pretty amazing.
Is Vince Vaughn in this movie?
He might be.
Hey, my man, I just want to say something right now. I want you to take the red pill and the blue pill. This isn't like a Democrat-Republican thing. I'm saying they're both acid. They're both acid. They're both going to kind of fuck you up. And right now, you don't even realize this. I'm not even Vince Vaughn. I'm a frog that you've been talking to that's dead on the side of the road for about the past 25 minutes because you're fucking wrecked out of your head with crack. You already are there. You're already there, and I'm there with you. I'm there with you right now.
I figure the crowd would enjoy a little...
I forget because I don't like. I do in my hour, like I'll do some impressions, but then I haven't done them in a while, and you forget. You're like, oh yeah. I love Vince Vaughn. Did I ever tell you I did the impression for him one time? Jamie and Fox and I, he invited me to a table read that I was a part of. And Vince was the lead with Jamie. They were reading this movie. It never came out. And Vince had been told that someone in the room did an impression of him, but he didn't know who it was. And so we'd gone through the whole table read, and Peter Billingsley, you guys know him from the Christmas Story, it's Vince's best friend.
Blonde kid.
Yeah, Ralphie. And so Vince goes to the bathroom at the end, and Peter comes up and he goes, yo, do Vaughn. And it was like I said, Beetlejuice 3 times, because Vince Vaughn just fucking appeared out of nowhere. And he's like, yeah, do me. How do I sound? Do my energy, talk to me like me. And I did it for him, and his face went as white as a ghost. And I had to be like, no, I do other people, so he didn't think I was vocally stalking him. And I'm like, name a white guy, I'll do it,
Vince used to be my neighbor.
Yes.
And he literally, now a lot of people do that guy was my neighbor. But, it's funny, in Hollywood, there's a lot of Bela Lugosi or Charlie Chaplin used to live in this house. You know what I mean?
I just looked for an apartment. I got told 3 different times that he lived there.
Right. Charlie Chaplin couldn't have lived in 1,300 houses in L.A. But that's not weird. That's weird. Everyone's trying to get in there, and then when it comes to Epstein's Island, everyone's going the other direction.
Yeah.
Never met the guy.
Chaplin was not there.
There. So Vaughn was my direct neighbor. He lived right next to me. I used to hear him coach his kids playing soccer, brought a coach in, had his kids running around. By the way, the interest that parents now take in their children is insane.
Yeah.
Insane. My fucking parents were go outside and fucking do whatever you want.
Same. I'm still on milk cartons.
Should I be back for dinner? What dinner? Oh, okay. I'll go to Ray's house and eat. Yeah, do that. My mom, it's funny. It's actually, my mom did the version. I'll get back to Vince Vaughn, but as a guy, you should establish early and often. I got a few things to establish. One, you just establish you got a bad back. You just put it out there. You meet someone, sorry, I was fucking back, whatever. Everyone will leave you alone. You'll never have to help anyone move. There'll never be, could you come to IKEA with me? I wish I could, man.
I wish. This morning, if you had asked me yesterday, but this morning I wouldn't.
My mom was smart. My mom never had any snacks in the house. And one time my friends came over and she made a big pot of vegan lentil stew. And one of my friends almost choked on a bay leaf. And from that day on, she didn't have to fucking cook for any of the neighborhood people ever. She just was off the list. I was all at their houses eating all their food.
Same.
The other thing that I always tell people to do when you get a new job, there's 2 things. You want to establish at the new workplace you got a bad back because, again, you're not going to have to do any heavy lifting around there.
Yeah.
Number 2...
Tough if you're a mover.
Number 2, you should establish that you have a special needs child. Okay? And, you talk to the boss and you go, I got a special needs child. They, oh, man, that's great. Really? Yeah, I mean, you get a little teary. Charlie's... He's braver than I could ever, even with my bad back, I still try to lift him. Okay, all right, now you establish this, right?
I thought you were reaching for a photo.
If you ever, I got an app, we'll turn your kid tard, and we'll put that out there, right? And then, anytime you want to go fishing or surfing, you just fucking call that boss and you go, hey, Charlie's having kind of a bad day. And they go, yeah, for sure. Take as much time as you need. We understand. We're going to move some boxes. We'll have someone else with a good back do that. You stay home and you take care. You prioritize. And you just fucking go out fishing.
I like it.
That's all. So you get the bad back. You get the Down syndrome kid.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't make the fucking mistake I made. I was the guy with the great back who drove a pickup truck. So every fucking weekend I was moving someone's futon into their new apartment. Fucking brutal. Vince
You should have adopted a retarded kid just to have with you. To be like,
well, you only need him for the one day.
That's what I mean. You rent it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
On the app, TRD.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Took you a second. Okay,
So Vaughn, now this is weird. He lived right next door to me.
Yeah.
And we were pretty friendly, and we went out with the wives and literally just walked through the neighborhood and went to a local eatery and had a lovely time and a few drinks. But on the ride home, I shared with him a story about an old neighbor I had, and that was the last I ever saw of Vince Vaughn. He pretty much moved out, and all I hear is that he's a no-fly zone at this point for me. And I think it was the story. I think it was this story that got him. Now, possibly. I lived up in the Hollywood Hills, and there was an old, crusty dude who lived at the house right at the bottom of my driveway, and it was a ramshackled place, and it had like a piece of plywood up where busted window was, and he was like the kind of old you could smell even if he was outside of the car and the windows were up. He just like crust in his beard and stuff, and he was like a weird, angry guy, and he would call Department of Building and Safety and say that I was living in unsanitary living conditions, even though I lived in this big palatial estate which completely was refurbished up on this hill, and he's living in a shotgun shack, you know? And he kept fucking complaining about the hedge or the height of the hedge and all this kind of stuff, and him and I would get into it a little bit sometimes. He's like, cut the hedge. I said, well, some people like a high hedge so they don't have to look at the other person's yard. And he did one of these things. He goes, it's the law. I go, I know it's the law, but if you look around, people have 20-foot high hedges. I mean, they like it that way. And he goes, oh, okay. So if you drove 100 miles an hour, it'd be okay for everyone to drive 100 miles an hour? Like they do that thing? And I go, well, first off, I'd love to go 100 miles an hour. Yeah, I agree with you, but I don't know what you're talking about, old man. I announced to the heavens that if that old fucker's house ever caught on fire, I would not call the fire department. I would watch it burn. I would fiddle like Nero.
Yeah. You'd get a marshmallow.
Yeah. Like Robert De Niro. No, I would fucking watch it. And I always joked about it. And one day, it was about 10:30 at night, and I was just sitting in my den on the other side of the house, drinking wine and watching Sports Center, and I heard weird noises. And I don't know, what noise is that? And I got up and I walked to the end of the house, big window in my living room, and I looked, and over the hedge, I could see flames where his house was. And I stood there, and I was like, okay, so now his house is really on fire. I took an oath to never call the fire department. But this is weird because I wasn't planning on being home when his house burnt down and watching it. So I got like a three glass of wine buzz going, just enough for you to go, is this happening? And I'm just like standing there in my bathrobe with my glass of wine, and I'm just seeing flames up where his house is, and I'm like, well, should I? I mean, I am an atheist, and part of being an atheist is not having to do reasonable shit, you know, when it comes to life and death, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden, the phone rings. But it's the phone, it's the gate button phone, you know, that thing. And I'm like, old school, you know, landline. And I pick up the phone and I go, hello? And somebody yells into the speaker box at the gate, your neighbor's house is on fire, call the fire department, and hangs up. And I'm like, now there's a witness. It's fucking 10:45 at night. By the way, you call the fire department, bitch. Why do I have to call the fire department?
Now you got to kill that guy.
I got to fucking throw him in the house and make it look like an accident.
Exactly.
So I'm like, this person's just walking their dog at 10:45 on a Tuesday night, sees this and rings my buzzer. And I guess it was a little before everyone had a cell phone, like all the time. And so now I'm looking at the flames and I'm like, oh shit, I got a witness. I'm on the clock. What am I going to say, by the way, with the neighbor standing out there? Oh yeah, I forgot about the fire department. That's right. I was watching Sports Center, sorry. So I go, oh shit. And I'm like looking at the phone, and right then a fire truck pulls up. And I'm like, good, because I kept my word and never called the fire department. And Vince Vaughn was horrified by this story because he's my neighbor. And he's living next door to the atheist who doesn't believe in fire prevention. And I think this was about the last time we spoke.
Yeah. He's thinking to himself, he's like, hey, my man, what if I'm on fire? What are you going to do about that? Just wait for me to die? Because I'm a big guy. Daddy burns slow. Like a pig at Christmas dinner, you know what I'm saying? I got that apple in my mouth, I'm gonna be out there on the rotisserie, this guy's just gonna sit there like, fucking, I don't have a phone right now? I gotta get out of this fucking neighborhood. Adam, great hanging with you tonight, my man. Get good.
Yeah, hey, maybe we go out to dinner again, Vince.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get out to dinner. Obviously not barbecue. You don't like barbecue.
Well, I just got a fire pit put in the back of the house. Maybe bring
I
some
hope
wine.
that doesn't burn down. Because if it did, I would certainly be there for you. I'm just putting that out there. Yeah, I'm a volunteer firefighter.
Oh, really? That's the greatest. I think volunteer firefighter's a better pussy gig than even firefighter, because now you're doing it for the love of the game. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing it for free.
Is somebody filming us?
Oh. They were told not to do it. I don't want this to get back to Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Vince Vaughn's gonna call.
I fucking knew it, my man. I fucking knew it. I knew you were gonna save me, so you know when I moved to Alaska, there was no fires. It's all ice. Put it out.
Yeah, he would coach his kids. Just the idea. He'd get those cones and put those miniature cones out.
But don't you think that's right for him, though? Because he's such a coach?
Yes. And his kids would run serpentine with the soccer ball through the cones, and he'd put a stopwatch on it.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Hey, Billy, I like what you did there. But let's lay off the fruit roll-ups, because I think that's affecting your energy. It's affecting our friendship and our relationship as father and son right now. And Daddy's proud of you. I like that energy. But your brother over here right now is kicking your fucking ass. And your mom's got money on him, and I can't lose any more money, my man. You know what I'm talking about? Because the money that I'm losing is your money, because we're like together, because we're money, baby boy. All right, do it again. Do it fucking again. All right, let's go.
Let's figure this out. Would we like to be the child of someone who was like really successful and talented? Because like my parents were not a high bar to clear, you know? When I was cleaning carpets, I was probably tied with my dad on the success-o-meter.
Yeah.
And the second I got over $14 an hour, he was a distant second to me in the success. My mom just actually having a job, and I dwarfed her. Whatever accomplishments she's had her whole life, I beat by the time I was 19 and a half. But if your dad is, I don't know, Billy Joel or something.
Or Frank Sinatra.
Right.
You can't go into the same field.
Yes.
That's what I think it's like different, because my parents are not in the arts. Like, they're both very successful, but they just retired, but they're not. So for me, it didn't feel like I had to live up to anything.
Yeah.
Because you see these, you know, I always think Frank Sinatra Jr., you just feel like he's just trying to do an impression of his dad.
Yeah. And then there's Robbie Knievel.
Oof.
And that's like, that poor guy would jump a moving freight train, and people are like, yeah, but you're still
Can I tell you where he started? What's his dad's name? Evil.
That's right.
And who's the guy that's going to beat him? Robbie?
Yeah.
Robbie Knievel?
Yeah.
You're not being evil Knievel.
Yeah. I feel that way about the band U2, because they got Bono and they got the Edge, and then there's Larry.
Yep.
Where's Larry? He's with Robbie Knievel.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
They're in a support group.
Yeah, just sit around.
Yeah.
I'm Robbie Knievel. I'm
like
Larry.
Chet Hanks.
Oh, Chet Hanks.
Chet Hanks, yeah.
I like that guy because he does cultural appropriation and is not apologetic about it.
People have just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
No group's going after him anymore.
Chet Hanks talks like he's Bob Marley's. He sounds like if Bob Marley had a guy who just rolled joints for him.
Yeah.
That's what Chet Hanks sounds like.
Can I tell you, I used to do a joke on this never worked, right? So I did Tom Hanks earlier tonight. And so I would do, here's my impression of Tom Hanks, and I would do like, hi, I'm Tom Hanks. And then I would go, here's my impression of Chet Hanks. And I go, Mom, me want some red straw beer. Yeah, see, it never works.
That's what he sounds like.
But that is a great joke, and you guys are wrong. And
you guys are wrong.
But yeah, he has a Jamaican accent. He's like, we going to be right back there, man. That's how he sounds. Some of you don't think that we're making this character up. It's not like the Kool-Aid Man, right? This guy's a real guy.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, Tom Hanks ever gets drunk and thinks about having him killed. You know what I mean? Like,
they had a bad relationship for a while.
Just hire a drifter. You know what I mean?
He has more money. He has better than drifter money. He could. There was a rumor that somebody had hired, I think Angelina Jolie. Somebody hired someone to kill her, and then she like met the person and convinced them out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I feel like that's what would happen when Tom Hanks would like, all right, listen, I've got $1 million in this bag, and I want you to go kill my son. And then Chet Hanks would just be rolling blunts with him.
I would like to have Angelina Jolie try to talk me out of killing her.
Yeah, it wasn't you.
And when I say talk is cheap.
Yeah.
Let's get down to business. I'm pretty pent up, and I'm kind of in the mood for killing, but if I could just take the edge off, just sort of sit back and relax a little, and again, feeling pretty pent up and unappreciated, by the way.
Adam's like, convince me.
Woo, is it hot in here? Is that just me? Let me just go ahead and
back problems.
Loosen up these slacks a little bit. Yeah, anyway, I did enjoy Tomb Raider. You have the outfit? That'd be kind of cool. I mean, as long as we're convincing me of stuff,
It's just shorts and a t-shirt. She's got it.
And you do understand, I already took the down payment, so I'd have to return that. Yeah. So it's not as simple as just a thumbs up or thumbs down.
I can't re-Venmo the guy.
Yeah. She seems pretty fucking nuts, right?
Yes, she does.
And it was kind of crazy. She had a vial of blood she used to carry around.
With Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton's blood.
It was Billy Bob Thornton's Landman blood. Let me tell you something. I used to have a vial of blood of Angelina Jolie, and it was not from her tampon. Let me tell you that.
I know it works with your crowds, and so
I like that Billy Bob's now doing AT&T commercials.
Bro, God bless him. He's a legend. I love him.
I do too, but I'd like him to put on a couple pounds. I don't like when guys just, and sorry, I know you're svelte as well, but I'd like to see him balloon up a little. Now he had Angelina Jolie in her prime Jolie, and they were doing unspeakable things in the bedroom, I'm sure.
Remember the bell curve we talked about showing their tits?
Yeah.
You got it right up here. Yeah.
How often do you think Billy Bob goes to the spank bank? He gets into the Wayback Machine, goes to 1997, and summons up a little prime Angelina Jolie. I mean, you'd have to, right?
Oh, he's got the app. He banks 24 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that spank bank is open.
Yeah, and he got her at, 26 and a half or whatever, and God knows there's nothing she wouldn't do in the bedroom, because it's always important to find a woman who despises her dad. And that almost always leads to anal.
You will have to put some of your blood in a necklace, but
yes.
Anal, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm saying she hated her dad. She's putting out in the bedroom, and she's nuts, you know?
Well, now she always looks like she can see ghosts.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I see her in an interview, she's like looking, I'm like, is something behind me? Like, what is fucking happening here?
Must be nice to just like, I don't know where all the money comes from, but at a certain point, I would just like to never work again, go to foreign lands and look for landmines. Because that's what you do when you're super fucking rich. You just go places and look for landmines.
That's a better plot for a show titled Landman than what he's got going on.
Landmine Man.
Yeah, Landmine Man. He has these little kids with him.
Princess Di used to go look.
One of them.
No celebrity that's ever gone looking for a landmine has ever been killed by a landmine, which I feel like you should be. Like, I feel like if my plan was to go looking for Kodiak bears, eventually someone's going to get killed by a Kodiak bear.
It's like Star Trek, right? It's always the guy in the red shirt. It's never Shatner.
Right. That's right.
They got a lot of red-shirted dudes with them.
It's the new cast member.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, this will be fun. And you hear an explosion. Well, we lost Billy.
How about a little Liam Neeson, just because I'm always a fan.
Listen to me very carefully. I am getting older, but I will still find you. And I will kill you. It will take me longer because I don't know how to use Google Maps, but I will find you. And I will kill you. I am still printing out MapQuest to find you. Listen to me very carefully. I will find you. As long as you don't move, you have to stay in the exact same spot. Because I move a lot slower than I did, but listen to me very carefully. If you stay in the same spot, I will find you. Eventually, I will find you. As long as it's in the day, I don't see very well at night. But if you stay exactly where you are and you have a sign like they do at the front of a tour group, a flag when you're in the Colosseum in Rome, I will find you and I will kill you.
I'm told you're working on an Adam Carolla impersonation, although I'm difficult, and it's not through any fault of my own. I've just never really had anyone nail an Adam Carolla.
I'd have to, let's see. Well, here, the thing is that you do something particular with your teeth. Mm-hmm. So I feel like next time I'm on, I'm going to nail it. And you have well, I say fuck them all. And also this is what happens, right? When you've been famous for as long as this man has been famous, when you were on Man Show, you sounded very different than you do now. So it's like you think about anybody that's been around and who has had such a great career, like Christopher Walken, right? He didn't used to talk that way, right?
Right.
When he was young, Chris was very sort of normal, you know. But now he's all over the place. Or even Al Pacino, right? Al Pacino's a classic one. You know, when Al Pacino was younger, he said, let me tell you something, Fredo, we're going to get this guy. We're going to get right here. He had a very high-pitched voice, almost feminine voice. But now, he's like down here, you know. Hoo-ah! I'm going to tell you something. I keep getting older and coming in women. I stick it in there. Hoo-ah! You know?
Well, how much of it do you think are guys kind of falling into their own trap?
No, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
You hear people for a lot, like De Niro, all these guys, that they get older and they hear people do it. It's just in the culture. And it's like you die the hero or you live long enough to become the villain. So It's like they all become an exaggeration of themselves because they've heard it for so many years.
Yeah.
You can't not. I mean, think about it. If you were Christopher Walken, every day of your life, people must be like, wow, cowbell. You know, like every day of your life. And he'd be like, I get it. I was in a sketch a long time ago. Can you let me take a shit?
Jonathan Kite, everybody. the website for live dates, JonathanKiteComedy.com. We'll find out where you're playing around the country.
Yeah, I'll be around. I just got off a tour. Rudy, who opens for both of us, he's amazing. Just opened for me. I'm taking a break to do this movie, and then as soon as it's over, when we wrap it in a month or so, I'll be back on the road.
Check him out. Jonathan Kite, everybody. Until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Jonathan Kite saying, Mahala. Thanks for tuning into the Adam Carolla Show. You can watch the full show on YouTube. Just search Adam Carolla Show and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can also get the podcast wherever you like to listen. And for extra content, ad-free episodes, and more, you can head over to our Substack and sign up today. Yeah, get it on. Got to get on the Choice Recommendate. You get it on now. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. Dawson's in studio.
Happy to be here.
He's got the news, man.
That's right. Let's go to Long Beach, California for this first story, where a candidate for mayor of Long Beach posted something incredibly interesting. His name is Rogelio Martinez.
Probably Rogelio.
Yeah.
Why does everybody who works in Long Beach in any capacity, even the mayor, look like he's in the band Sublime?
Sure, it's the flat-billed hat.
It's the flat-billed hat. I don't get the flat-billed hat. I don't get it. I like a little rake on my hat.
You can also see that he has the sticker on the lid, and that I hear that the reason they leave the sticker on it is so you can prove that you paid for it or that it's new.
But then I think it just becomes like a thing like prison pants, but you're on the outside. But anyway, all right, let's hear what Rogelio has to say.
Expect a gang leader from every gang, all 55 gangs, and I'm not going to name them by name, but I'm calling the Latino gangs. I'm calling the Cambodian gangs. I'm calling the Filipino gangs. I'm calling the black gangs. I'm calling the Pacific Islander gangs. I'm calling all gang leaders to meet me right here, Long Beach City Hall, this coming Monday. Why Monday? Specifically, I need you to be here to meet me in person to take back this city.
Oh, you'll take it back.
Our leadership is not doing anything about it, and our police are powerless. Once again, let me be very clear. My name is Rogelio Martinez, your 2026 Long Beach City Mayor, and I need your help. I need to see 55 gang leaders here this coming Monday. We need to take back the city. Enough is enough. ICE needs to get out of Long Beach.
All right, you can pause it for a second. I watched this earlier, and when this got cut off, at the beginning he goes, I want all 55 gangs of Long Beach to come to this beautiful city. And it's like, how beautiful can it be? You have over 40 gangs.
Yeah.
That's a lot of gang activity for a beautiful city. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't advertise Knott's Berry Farm that way. You know what I mean? Hey, it's great. Bring the kids. We got 55 gangs. And Spillikin Corners.
Yep.
You can see how peanut butter's made.
It's curious, too. He's calling out the Latino, Cambodian, Filipino, Black, Pacific Islander gangs. I would argue there's probably a couple of white supremacist gangs in Long Beach.
I know those dudes.
They didn't get the call.
No, I did a corporate for those guys out in Long Beach not that long ago. Yeah. Hey, they pay cash. Mike's not asking questions. Who are the politicians that like put a camera in their face and say these things out loud? Like criminal statements, essentially. And then they always do the same thing. They do the same thing all the time. They go, come out, make your voice heard, push back, stand in between. Listen, you're talking about fighting law enforcement. Right. That's what you're talking about. You can... They go peacefully. The whole problem with peacefully, it'd be like if somebody said, look, somebody's going to key your car and then they're going to spray paint it and then they're going to pop the tires. But you just peacefully observe.
Right.
Well, eventually you have to get involved. Otherwise, you don't stop them. I mean, how can you stop somebody from doing something and then stand and watch? You either get involved or you don't. And his thing is get involved. They're all saying get involved. When they say come back, stand up. By the way, stand up to. What does that mean? Pull up a chair and watch? Stand up, get in their face, push back. What does push back mean? It means push back.
It means literally push back.
This is the most insane time in our country's history, but it's all chick think, and it's all leftist, retarded chick think.
Right.
It's all, I don't know what you guys, yes, everything is bedlam because you guys are in the streets screaming and pushing back. If you just go home, then everyone will just do their fucking job.
And then the complete lack of awareness, filming this.
I know, but then they do this thing where it's like, we don't want any of these people in the, all right, so you are an official that got elected, and when you're an elected official, you just enforce laws, but you're not going to enforce this one. Just anybody can come to town, set up shop, work, do whatever, get a fake ID or not, hang out, maybe vote, maybe not vote. That's fine? Just times hundreds of thousands, millions of people? What's the plan? It's all crazy chick thing.
It's just the plan is anarchy,
yes,
as far as I can tell.
Right. That's what it is.
I don't know. I'd be interesting
a little more because he does talk about like the plan, and they always do this thing where they go peacefully. Like, what do you need gangbangers for if it's going to be peaceful?
Right.
Why don't you just get grannies? All right. Let's see what he says.
And this is the only way that I know how to get them out.
Nice.
Peacefully, but with strong force, but peacefully.
Okay. This guy's a retard.
The police are not at fault. The police are not doing anything wrong. I'm not here to defund the police.
This guy's
I stand with my Long Beach police officers, men and women that serve the Long Beach.
He stands with them, but he's calling all gangbangers to come down and create bedlam in the streets.
How is that going to work out?
I don't know. Again, I don't know why you need gangbangers if it's going to be peaceful.
I'm curious what the polling is in Long Beach after this. I wonder if this guy got a boost in support from a certain element of the population in Long Beach.
The gangbanger, the Cambodian gangbanger.
Yep.
Populist.
He's really big. In the Pacific Islander gangbanger group.
A lot of it is we're electing a lot of dopes. I mean, just sort of 10-cent head.
Yeah.
If this guy's got a 10-cent head. What is the plan? What do you want to do? You want to get rid of ICE. Okay. Who's going to get rid of ICE? Well, not the police and not the citizens, but the gangbangers are coming.
Right.
But they're going to do it peacefully?
Right.
How is it they are going to remove ICE peacefully? And then if they are, what do you need gangbangers for? Jesus Christ. Like, these guys won't rest until someone gets shot. If you really think, like,
they won't even rest after people get shot.
Right. Well, let's just think about what these guys, you're right. Let's just think about this. There's a bunch of ICE guys out there with guns, and they ain't scared to use them. I think we figured that out. And now a bunch of gangbangers just ascend onto the city and get in the face of the guys with the guns, and then the gangbangers probably have a weapon too, and where are we now?
Peacefully.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Dopes.
All right.
Why does California become like some sort of receptacle for like the dopiest of all this?
Here is my theory.
Like it's some sort of gutter system for retards.
All of the worst ideas are funneled here because the idiots who run everything are from other places. They've been driven out of their own homes. And they come here and bring all their stupid ideas.
He seems like
he's a local, probably.
Local?
Yeah.
Got his dumb idea. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's dumb.
They're like people from Swalwell. The dude's from Iowa. Katie Porter came from like fucking Kansas or some shit.
They're so dumb.
Yeah.
Cardiff, small businesses. They're the backbone of the country. The problem is over half of small businesses need funding and banks are stingy. So if you want bank rates without bank delays, you got to go check out cardiff.co/Adam. They are the largest privately held small business lender in the U.S. The application takes under 5 minutes and doesn't hit your personal credit. You can use the money however you see fit. Cardiff knows that small businesses keep this country moving. It's Cardiff. Am I right, Dawson?
Banks try to lock out small businesses. Cardiff has the key. Big banks may not want to approve your business loans, but Cardiff does. If you've been in business for at least a year and are pulling in $20,000 a month in revenue, apply now for up to $500,000 in same-day business funding at cardiff.co/Adam. Again, that's cardiff.co/Adam. Real growth, fast funding. Cardiff. Borrow better.
Morgan & Morgan. Well, there's a reason Tom Brady's got 7 rings, just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Over $20 billion recovered for more than 500,000 clients. That's not a slogan. That's results. In one Florida case, insurance offered $350,000. Client walked away with $12 million. They've been doing this for 35 years, fighting for the people. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, for the people, not the powerful. It's Morgan & Morgan. Right, Dawson?
If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/Adam or pound law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. Well, there's a great story from the Associated Press. This is hilarious. 2026 Olympic Winter Games are going to kick off next week. The Associated Press has found one major problem with the Olympics.
The winter?
The Winter
Not
Olympics.
enough representation.
Not enough third world representation.
Oh, third world. What about those Cambodian gangbangers? Can they ski?
Zambonian
gangbangers.
Look, for the same reason I think there shouldn't be hockey in places where it doesn't snow.
Right.
Third world countries are not big downhill skiers or bobsledders or the skeleton track because...
Yeah. Well, no, look, here's the thing. All right, look, I was a poor person. People, once in a while, someone will say to me, did you guys ski growing up? I go, no, how would we ski? How would we ski?
Right.
And they go, I don't know, we skied. Okay, well, in order to ski, you have to have equipment. You have to rent equipment. But the other thing no one ever talks about, you need a car that can make it to the ski resort.
Right.
That means up a long mountain road and sometimes with ice on it.
Right.
We did not have a car that could make it to the top of Mountain High or Bear Mountain or Mammoth. That would have taken a new car, like a good car. We didn't have that kind of car. So we didn't have a car that could get there. But then once you get there, the lift pass was $35, the rental for the ski. What about apparel? I mean, we got a sweat jacket and cut-off denims.
The cost of admission
is
way too far. Exactly.
No one I knew skied. It would be an impossibility to ski.
When I heard people when I was in high school and people were saying they were going skiing this weekend, I always assumed they were totally rich.
Yeah. Yeah, I would go to the Gallagher's house and see a picture of them.
Now, Summer Olympics are a lot more equitable because you don't need equipment to run.
Right.
You can just run.
Oh, not only that, you have an advantage. You're being chased by a tiger
right.
the whole time, or a moose or a yak or something.
Listen to this reporting, this excellent reporting from the Associated Press, and specifically pay attention to what she says about
But also,
Sweden.
I mean, can we look? The marathon is dominated by Ethiopians. Can we just kind of agree?
Or Kenyans.
Or Ethiopians. Yes. Okay. They have the body type for it. They have the climate for it. Whatever it is, that's what they do.
Yeah.
I don't begrudge it. I go, that's their thing. And then you go Nordic skiing and you go, okay, well, the guy's the Swedish guy do that or whatever. It's fine. Like everyone can have their own little sport. All right, here we go.
This is hilarious.
Immigration from Africa and the Middle East is changing the demographics of Europe's top winter sports countries, but that hasn't really translated to their largely white rosters heading to the Milan-Cortina Winter Olympics. For instance, Team Sweden is almost entirely made up of ethnically Swedish athletes, which is hardly a reflection of the country's diversity, as Sweden has welcomed historic numbers of asylum seekers in recent decades. Experts point to social, financial, and geographical barriers and believe there needs to be a big cultural shift.
Maybe if rape was an Olympic sport,
shows
we
the
can
biggest
get
influence behind
some of those folks involved from the African nations.
Sports is their parents. For second generation
like
immigrants
grooming.
whose parents may be
If
unfamiliar
grooming's
with
an event.
young athletes may have a harder time garnering the support that they need.
My parents made me nervous because they felt scared. They felt maybe I was also out of place. Maybe it's something dangerous. Maybe it's something I don't belong to. But I proved them wrong.
There are also financial and geographical factors at play too. Immigrants typically live in major urban areas, away from skiing hubs in the mountains, and are in less
I think she's
privileged
Somali. I think she goes cross country to the daycare center and then defrauds the government.
Like Sweden offer
long
programs
hike
to young
back.
children that give them access to free ski equipment and the slopes. Experts also believe that more needs to be done by winter sports.
We should start a network called the Out of Problem News. Where this is like the lead story on the out of problems. Yes, who gives a fuck?
By the way, just a non sequitur here. I was up in the Bay Area last week, and I listened to the Black Information Network.
Oh.
And this one story, they did the Don Lemon story.
It's got to be great.
And the lady said, Don Lemon, a black man.
I love when they do that. I love it. I love it. Oh, there's a thing. Maybe somebody can play it, but it was in New York, talking to like kindergarten kids. The school was giving a speech about the kids, and the kids have to fight hate and all this kind of stuff. I don't know if you saw that one. It was good, but I just thought, indoctrinate these kids early, get them into the whole race thing, make sure everybody's fighting about race all the time, always. Even though it's 2026, you have to hit race on everything all the time. And it's so fucking ridiculous, but also, what a sad thing, like to sit back and just reflect on your life at the end of your life and go, I spent my whole life just fucking tilting at a windmill that didn't even really exist. Just fighting race. All right, sorry, what else you got? Homes.com. Well, some might say Homes.com is the best home shopping site. It may be Homes.com's super comprehensive and transparent agent directory. Or maybe it's that Homes.com is the only site that always directly connects you with the listing agent who knows the home the best. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's because Homes.com has the most in-depth neighborhood content of any home shopping site that's extensively researched to highlight the personality of each neighborhood. Homes.com goes above and beyond to bring home shoppers the in-depth info they need to find the right home. I always use Homes.com, and you should too. Homes.com, that's Homes.com. We've done your homework. O'Reilly, auto parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, that's the business that keeps your car on the road, man. They offer friendly, helpful service and all the knowledge you need. If you can't figure out why your car ain't running right, and sometimes I can't figure it out, always first stop, O'Reilly Auto Parts. They always know what's going on. They have thousands of parts in stock and can test your battery for free. Need wipers, a brake light, a quick fix? They'll get you the right part. Everyone who works there is knowledgeable and friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly are your one-stop shop for DIY auto stuff. You can do it in person or you can do it online. Am I right, Dawson?
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit us at O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. A comedy club in Minnesota canceled 6 sold-out shows featuring comedian Ben Bankus over some jokes he made about Renee Good. He put up, not totally funny, but her last name was Good. That's what I said after they shot her. He also referred to Good's wife as a dog and called her retarded.
He had 6 sold-out shows.
He had 6 sold-out shows. Here's his reaction to being canceled.
Not that my shows were canceled in Minnesota. Yeah, they were supposed to be next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We sold out 6 shows in Minnesota, and they canceled it because, honestly, I don't know why. Fuck. Well, yeah, I mean, fuck them, obviously. Like, they wanted to cancel it last week, And then we were like, no, if you're gonna have to pay me. We just sold out 6 shows. Like, you fucking pay me if you're gonna cancel like that, right? And so they're like, they were pussying out because they got a weird, a voicemail from a liberal being like, are you really gonna have a guy on your fucking stage that made a joke about fucking Renee?
So, question for you: does he get paid?
I'm trying to think. Mike was telling me today at the lounge at the airport that he did a corporate gig in Germany where they gave the guy, this is like 30 years ago, they gave the guy 50 grand, and like day of they just went, nah, I don't want to do it anymore. And yeah, you do keep the money. I'll tell you how payment works a lot of the time. And it really shouldn't in modern times. And that thing that your sister would say, which is possession is 9/10 of the law, sounds stupid because someone steals your bike. That doesn't mean they own your bike.
Right.
But in this world, if they pay you half up front or pay you up front, good luck getting the money back. But if they don't pay you any money, good luck getting the money from them.
Sure.
See what I'm saying? And so it's like, this isn't a corporate
So if
gig.
he got an advance,
he won't get it. He won't get an advance.
Good
He
luck
would
getting
not.
it.
But if this is like a corporate gig, and they go, it's 50 grand, we'll give you. First off, you always go, we need half or all. Then no way are we going to do this. And then you go, I didn't think it was that funny, and then you don't get paid.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I said, good luck getting it out of them. You'll never get it out of them. So if it's a corporate type thing, you got half or full. Then you get paid, then you don't give it back. Then they could go, we want it back, and then you go, fuck you, we had a deal. But in this case, you settle up after the show because he's
probably not getting paid.
No, I mean he's probably got a door deal where he gets like 75 or 80% or whatever the door is. Maybe, and there's a guarantee. There's usually a guarantee involved, but good luck getting the guarantee. The guarantee doesn't show up before the gig. So I would say we'd have a very difficult time getting paid.
Okay. Now the club owner says, and I got to agree with the club owner here. He says a small club like ours does not have the needed resources to mitigate current risks. We're obligated to place the highest priority on the safety of our guests, staff, and talent, and we're left with no option but to cancel. In the current climate in Minnesota,
you
kind of got to do that.
I just did a show with Megyn Kelly, and she ordered 2 magnetometers, not just 1, 2 metal detectors people could pass through.
So, and these were at the same entrance? You go through 2 of them?
You know what I think? First, I was like, why do we need 2 of them? Because, by the way, we got to split the cost for all that. But, Megyn Kelly, she needs security, right? In this day and age. Here's how much security I had. I walked home from the Kennedy Center. I walked back to the hotel in a snowstorm just alone, dragging the merch bag. Mike said, I'm waiting for the Uber. I said, the Uber's never showing. I just left. Rosetta Stone, whether it's comedy or racing, I really love putting in the work and getting better at something. And that's why I enjoy Rosetta Stone. I can fit small lessons into the day and see real improvements fast. They have 30 years of experience and millions of users. Learn anytime, anywhere. Rosetta Stone fits your lifestyle with flexible, on-the-go learning, and you'll sound natural with true accent, which gives you real-time feedback on pronunciation. The lifetime membership gives you all 25 languages forever. Learn one now, pick another next year. No extra cost. It is Rosetta Stone. Right, Dawson?
Don't wait. Unlock your language learning potential now. ACS listeners can grab a Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's unlimited access to 25 language courses for life. Visit rosettastone.com/Adam to get started and claim your 50% off today. Go to rosettastone.com/Adam and start learning today.
At Pluto TV, we're celebrating Black History Month with our free curated collection of Black entertainment.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Catch award-winning films like Dreamgirls, Monsters Ball, and Selma.
We must make a massive demonstration.
Iconic hits like School Days and Set It Off. Plus full seasons of shows like Tyler Perry's Sisters and Power.
I got you.
It's star-studded brilliant Black entertainment, and it's all free.
It's getting good.
This month and always on Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
You have no fear.
I don't, but that doesn't mean I'm smart. No, a magnetometer, I assume they wanted 2 because it was a sold-out show. There's 800-900 people.
And they got to send
everybody funnel them all through one is just going to take too long to load.
Right.
So they got 2 going. Oh, we have the school children being indoctrinated. Jesus Christ. By the way, who's worse? Okay, let me ask you this: who was better and got worse, like fall from grace type of thing? Like you go, there's stories like Weinstein. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that guy was the toast of the town, and now he's in jail. Or Bill Cosby, he was America's father.
Right.
Who's fallen further in like the last 8 years? Nurses or school teachers? I mean, because it used to be they were both just in the hero department.
Right. I would have said nurse. I would have said school teachers.
It was up there with firemen. It was like fireman, nurse, school teacher. Now, school teachers are the fucking worst.
Right.
They're all pieces of liberal shit, and I learned that during COVID. And now it turns out nurses are the angriest, craziest, most fucked up people on the planet.
And nurses can actually do bodily harm to patients, whereas the teachers only do mental harm.
That's right. Just mental harm that lasts forever. All right, here. Well, this is a school. I guess it's a school outside of
Are those
New York.
cops in the background or
No,
some sort of
I think
Gestapo?
Gestapo women. But these are like five-year-olds.
Yeah, look at the one white kid.
All those who are out protesting against the violence that we see and the harm that we see happening to our friends. So some of our friends are going to share how they feel about what's happening and what they want to see happen in our government to change the harm that we see. So Sahad, how do you feel about what's happening?
I feel all of it.
Right, and how do you feel? What did you tell us earlier?
I feel angry.
Because you don't like to see what?
I would like to punch an Asian lady when I grow up.
Or take it away from their family.
Right, and so
freak the kids out.
He's just repeating what they told him.
Amadi, what do we want to say?
Ask the white kid.
Stop the
hating.
Right. Okay, and my last 3, Faith, Mariama, and Raya. What do we
No one has a name. Normal name.
Stop hurting people.
Stop
What do we
hurting
want to
people.
say as a school?
No is enough. Stop hurting people.
I like that they dragged they all right, you pause it. They dragged the cafeteria lady in there who does not have a grasp on the English language, and she's a little off.
Yeah. That's absolutely insane. I have not seen that, but there's something in their heads that makes them think this is not only acceptable but needed.
Well, it's all
and they feel like heroes.
It's part of the all roads lead to narcissism. Because why are you filming yourself? And also, nobody even reads at the right grade level anymore, or does math anymore. Just fucking educate the kids. Like, what if other jobs work that way? Like, what if transmission repair went, well, primarily I'm here to fix transmissions, but I also want to lay down some of my philosophies and indoctrinate some of the folks who own these cars into my personal, political, I want to lay down some of my political thought. Like, just fix the fucking transmission. Teachers, just fucking teach. That's all. We don't even know where you're at. I don't even want to know what you're. I don't want to know if you're straight or gay. I don't want to know who you voted for. You have a job.
Yeah.
Teach. There's classes. There's history. There's math. There's all sorts of reading and language. Just feel free to go ahead and teach. Here's the thing. Women can't do it. They can't. So meaning, if you have guys and the guys are vegan, they can shut their face and go about their vegan business and let you eat a ham sandwich.
Right.
Women ain't going to put up with that shit.
Right.
You can't sit there at work without them starting to say something about what you're doing and then getting up. It goes against their fiber.
Right.
And so the women become school teachers, and now we're fucked. All right. Going to Florida. Why shouldn't I go to Florida? Funny Bone, Atlanta. I think there's tickets there. We're doing a live podcast there. And then Naples, Off the Hook. Good food at that place. Bunches of shows. Early ones sold out, but we're doing 3 on Saturday. So
Nice.
Go to adamcarolla.com for all the live stuff. Dawson, you got any shows?
Yeah, actually, you can just catch me Monday through Friday from 3 to 7 p.m. afternoon drive on 95.7 FM in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Nice.